This is John Goller with okrod.com. Today I'm at my local Whole Foods market, and today we're going to answer a very important question that I get a lot. Hey John, what do you think about those packaged coconut waters, the Zico and the other brands that come in the Tetra Packs or in the plastic or cans or even glass bottles? Well, you know what? I just got back from Hawaii, and while it's not too convenient to carry around fresh coconuts, and this is what a green coconut looks like, this is what we all should strive for. We want to eat foods that occur naturally in nature. And on the tree, this is what you'd see on the tree. You'd see a real brown coconut. I actually harvested this one myself in Hawaii, brought back over 150 pounds of coconuts in my luggage, but brought back the coconuts so that I could enjoy them here. They will last probably about maybe about a month or so if they're fresh picked off the tree. We're gonna go into the Whole Foods. We're gonna talk about the different kinds of coconuts that you can buy at a Whole Foods, because most people aren't gonna have these coconuts. And if, besides the fact that you do have one of these coconuts, it can be very hard to get into one of them. And in most cases, you'll need a machete to, hack it open. And most people just don't happen to carry machetes on their belts. You probably get stopped by the police or something. So let's go into the Whole Foods and show you some of the alternatives they have here. Of course, freshest is bestest, and get the fresh coconuts. They're always better, but let's check out and we'll tell you more about the coconut options they have here at Whole Foods. So we're here in the Whole Foods, and this is their selection of coconut waters on the shelf. They, call them coconut juice. That's actually incorrect. More of a coconut water in my opinion. But they have different brands, such as the o.n.e brand. It says hydrate naturally. This is in a Tetra Pak. And if you did have to get it in a package, this is probably the package. Definitely better than the Zico now, which is coming in the plastic bottles, which is not too good. And if you look closely at the Zico, it actually says it's 100% natural coconut water from concentrate. So I don't know how they get concentrated coconut water. We definitely don't want to get the Zico brand if we're going to get it. They also have this one, which is really cool. This is a real coconut water with the pulp, and it's in a glass bottle. All the packaged coconut waters have been pasteurized, because if they haven't been pasteurized, they'd actually just go bad. So this has been pasteurized, but it's in a glass bottle with some coconut meat, which is kind of nice. So this would be my first choice, something in glass. Next would be followed by the Tetra Pak, and then maybe followed by the cans here. Probably not too good to drink things out of cans. Can't pick up the metallic taste, but this is an all natural coconut juice or coconut water. Now, coconut waters are very high in electrolytes. They've actually been called the nature's Gatorade. So throw out that Gatorade, drink a coconut water instead. Actually, the coconut water has more potassium than a banana, and bananas have been known for their potassium. So it's always, I like to tell people, it's good, better, best. So if the options are either like a canned or bottled coconut water, that's probably better than a soda. And it's probably even better than like a raw kombucha. In some cases, it might be better than like some kind of pasteurized juice, because at least it's just coconut water. Because sometimes some of the juices aren't 100% juice. They have other additives and sweeteners in there. So at least with coconut water, hopefully you're getting 100% coconut water. It's basically nature's purified water by the coconut tree. So I do like it a lot. But this, I still don't personally drink it. I would rather drink water, but better than any canned or packaged product is always the product in its natural container. And in many cases, it's actually less expensive to buy fresh coconuts than to buy some of these bottled drinks, for example. Here's one right here, naked coconut water, 11.2 ounces. This one's $2. So that's very expensive. Plus now you have to have the packaging, discard the packaging, it goes to the landfill. That one's in plastic. Where does the packaging go? Let's think about that. If you buy foods in nature's packaging, you know what? Throw it into your compost, throw it into your yard. It'll break down, it's natural, it'll rebuild your soil. So another question that may come up is, where are the coconuts sourced from? So some of the brands, such as the o.n.e and the Naked brand, they source their coconut water from Brazil and from South America. And say, for example, these guys here, the coconut juice and some other brands, actually get their coconuts from Thailand. So what's the difference? Well, Thailand is a lot further to the United States. There's a lot more transportation, and basically fossil fuels burned to get the coconut water here. And the other thing too is the varieties that are being grown. So just like apples, there's many different varieties of apples, from Fuji apples, which are known as one of the sweetest varieties, to the Granny Smith apple, which is really not too sweet. there's many different kinds of coconuts. So maybe coconuts in Brazil are maybe more of the wild coconut that have all different kinds of flavors or that aren't that sweet. And so I prefer a coconut from Brazil over a coconut from Thailand. Some of the coconuts from Thailand basically have been selectively grown to be very sweet, and nothing wrong with being very sweet, but you know, in nature, nothing is always the same. Every plant and everything always tastes different, so we want to strive to get variety in our diets. So we're here in the freezer case here at Whole Foods, and there's another kind of coconut water that just came out on the market. Let's open this case up here. And this is frozen coconut water. So this is Body Ecology Young Thai coconut water, fresh from the coconut and frozen, 32 ounces. And this right here is $10 the coconut water. So I'd much rather have 5 of the Thai coconuts than a frozen coconut water, but if I had to choose between frozen coconut water and Tetra Pak coconut water, because they didn't have the fresh, I would definitely get the frozen. That being said, freshest is always bestest. So this stuff, they probably just take it out of the coconut and then freeze it instead of pasteurizing it. So it's definitely probably, better. They also have the smaller coconut water. This is 11.7 ounces, so this is $3.99. And this is about twice the cost of one of the Tetra Paks or one of the real coconuts, the young Thai coconuts. And this is the Thai coconut water, so this is gonna be a little bit sweeter than the Mexican coconut water. They also have, for the complete lazy, young coconut meat. So if you don't want to open the coconut, get the water out or the meat out, now you can get frozen young meat. So I always encourage you to get fresh coconuts and open it up, drink out the water, and get out the meat fresh yourself. But fresh is best. It's because freezing does compromise some of the nutrition, and so encourage you to always drink the fresh stuff and learn how to open coconuts. I have several videos showing you and teaching you how to do just that. So next, let's head over to the produce section and show you 2 of the coconuts that are available here at Whole Foods in the produce section. Basically, there's a coconut from Mexico and a coconut from Thailand. So let's come over there and check it out. So we're in the Whole Foods produce department. We're in the exotic fruit section. They got bananas, papayas, and some quince actually, and some mangoes. But they also have the brown coconuts. So I don't often eat the brown coconuts. What they're usually used for is actually the meat inside. The meat's really thick, very fatty. You could use it to make coconut milk, which is very delicious. But you could also drink the water. Some people say the water's not too good to drink, and I have found that to be true in some cases. Sometimes these are just bad because nobody buys them. They don't have a high turnover, so they go bad before inside. And you could tell that by, you want to open up the coconut. So every coconut has 2 eyes and a mouth, and you could tell by the eyes have basically eyelids or ridges, and the mouth is just round. So you could always stick a screwdriver or a tool through the mouth to get and put a straw in there to be able to drink it out. Once you got the water out, then you can crack the coconut in half and you'll see the meat. And usually when it goes bad, the meat will be really soft. You'll be able to push your finger through it. It'll be soft and slimy. The other thing is between the shell and the meat, you'll either see green or black kind of mold or fungus, something growing in there. And that's an indicator that it was bad. So many cases I'll pour the water out first before drinking it, crack it open to see if the meat is good or bad, and then I'll drink the water. But definitely one of these, in my opinion, is definitely better than any kind of packaged, pasteurized food product. And then once again, this is in nature's packaging. And once again, this is here at Whole Foods. It's $1.89. So this is actually less expensive than buying a coconut in the package. This is also from Mexico, so it's traveled a lot less distance and put a lot less fossil fuel emissions in the environment. The other one thing I'd recommend too, besides the old mature brown coconuts, there's the middle-aged white coconuts they don't actually have here, and that's the one I would prefer. It's a little bit younger than these ones, and how you want to select a brown coconut is you want to take a look and you want to look around the eyes, make sure there's no a lot of black or mold spots, and you want to shake it. And when you shake it, you want to hear, you want it to be as full as possible. So you want to try not to hear any water shaking around, and you want it to be heavy for its size. Heavier meaning more water, meaning more liquid for you, and the water is the jewel of the coconut. So next, let's move over to the Thai coconuts that are actually already pre-opened for you if you are scared of opening coconuts. So we're now in the refrigerated case. The brown coconuts are pretty shelf stable. They actually don't need to be refrigerated. On these coconuts here, these are known as the Thai coconuts. And they come in the partial husk. So you saw earlier, I had the full coconut and the full husk. This they leave in Thailand, they leave part of the husk on because when the coconut is really young, the shell is really soft, and when the shell is soft, it is actually permeable, so things could go in and things could come out. And what happens on the soft shell coconuts, when they're not so hard, basically they could go bad quicker. So that's why these are actually wrapped in a plastic, and then they're also dipped. So there's rumors around that they're dipped in formaldehyde based on my research, and I know a guy that did some testing on the young coconuts. These are not dipped in formaldehyde at all. That being said, my research did show me that this is dipped in sulfides, which is basically what they put on sun-dried fruit sometimes to make it like that bright orange, like dried apricots. And this is also dipped in thiamobenzol, which is basically a fungicide that they also coat non-organic bananas and other produce with to prevent the fungus from growing. And that's why the coconuts that I bring over from Hawaii will expire within about 30 days, and these may be a little bit older than that. So they cut these down to ship them, then they wrap them in plastic so they don't basically lose the moisture and they stay fresh longer. That being said, some people have a problem getting into these, but now most Whole Foods you'll go into, they'll be pre-opened for you. So this should be like a little pyramid thing at the top, like a yurt. If you know what a yurt looks like, comes to a point, but they've already hacked this off for you. So now you got the soft, white coconut meat that you could actually just stick a straw through and drink this. So these here at Whole Foods, at this Whole Foods, are $1.99. So these are from Thailand. These are fresh. Freshest is bestest. You can now just stick a straw through and drink it, much better than getting any kind of Tetra Pak coconut water. When selecting a coconut, you want to make sure the meat is a nice white color. If the meat is purple or grayish or brown, that means the coconut is not good and it's going bad, so you don't want to drink that water. If you are selecting coconuts to take home, generally you can find them much less expensive at Asian grocery stores, and I buy them by the case. And when you're selecting coconuts, you want to basically look at the bottom. You want to make sure that when you push your finger in it, your finger doesn't go in really easily. If it does go in really easily, that means it's a leaker, and if it's leaking water, that means things get out and things to go in, so that's probably not a good sign. You also want to check for any kind of visible mold spots. A couple red spots on the bottom may still be all right. But most of these here that have been pre-opened, they look pretty good to me. Nice and easy. Pop a straw in there, drink it up, then take a cleaver or machete, crack it in half to get the nice jelly meat out. The jelly meat is such a treat. It's really much lower in fat than the more mature coconuts. They're definitely my favorite. There's a simple recipe to make. I like to just take the young coconut water and the coconut meat and one vanilla bean in the Vitamix, blend it up. That makes my nice vanilla smoothie. So I hope you've learned more about the coconuts and what coconuts I prefer. Of course, I prefer the ones from Hawaii, next to the ones from Mexico or Thailand. So once again, this is John Kohler from o.n.e. We'll see you next time, and keep drinking your fresh coconut juice. It's high in electrolytes, and it's one of the best nature's purified waters on earth.